Hello everyone, Helen here. How are you today? I hope you're okay. I'm almost okay, but if I sound like I'm talking a little bit more gently than usual, it's because I've had a very sore throat and it hasn't gone yet. So I'm hoping I can just last through a little chat with you because I really wanted to chat to you about Christmas in July. And it's nearly the end of July. I haven't chatted to you about it yet. And that's because really I had quite a late start. But then later on I'm going to finish off with another little story, a schoolroom lecture from this book that's 100 years old that was written for children. A little bit more about that later. So on the 10th of July, I think it was, I did a little video of all of the things that I had in a basket set aside for working on in July, I think Christmassy projects. So I'm going to show you that first, and then I'm going to show you what I've done since then. So this is the basket of Christmas in July projects that I've had saved up for a few months and need to get a start on. So let's move that to one side a bit. So in this bag, this is a bag that I bought from Stitched by Mrs. D. Paula. Gorgeous velvet bag. And in here I have got a ball of chunky Stylecraft Wonderland yarn. And it's got lots of sparkles in it. It's one of their Christmas colours called Gingerbread House. And that is to make a Christmas emotional support chicken. That's one job. Put that down. This is a gift that I was given last Christmas. And it is a Snowman Stocking. I think it's Tapestry. I haven't even opened the packet up yet. I just put it aside when I got it for Christmas and thought I'll do that in July. I've never done Tapestry before, if that's what it is. I think it probably is. I'll let you know when I've opened the packet. Then I have got a pattern ripped out of a magazine, which my lovely friend Margaret gave me for this Christmas gnome with a Christmas tree hat. He's absolutely beautiful, a knitted gnome. And I don't know which magazine. Oh, it came out of a Woman's Weekly magazine. So I'm going to have a go at that one. And then a present that I got last December. Was it last December? Oh, it might have been before that. Oh, I think it was the December before. I got this Corinne Lapierre embroidery hoop and applique little Christmas scene. So I've got that to do. And in here, this is a beautiful bag. This is a bag from Jeanette from Crafty Glad Creations. And this is a ball of sock yarn, which I bought from Attic Spin Dye. And it's called Christmas Sparkles. It's got lots of lovely green and red and pink and bluey hints in it. It's going to be lovely to make some Christmas socks. So that's that. And then there's the last thing in here. This I bought at Yarndale last September. Oops, without all the crinkling. And it is a kit and pattern to make this Merry Knitmas garland advent wreath. So that should be fun. It'd be nice to get that done before the beginning of December. And that's it in my Christmas in July basket. Okay, so that's what my plans were, or my initial plans. Of course, I had other ideas in the back of my head of things that I wanted to do as well, but those are the ones in the basket that I thought I'd focus on. So, what shall I show you first? I've got 2 of those things finished, and the first one is the Corinne Lapierre kit, and here it is, all completed. And I know that at least one of you has done this kit. Actually, I think I know of 2 of you, but one of you entered it into the Mouse Make Along. If you haven't done any of these kits before, they're a really lovely way into doing a bit of applique and simple embroidery. The felt is really lovely, and the instructions are good. They're nice and clear, and I really enjoyed doing that, and that will just make a lovely little wall hanging when I put some Christmas decorations up. So I'm really pleased to have got that done. So yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say about that one. And the other finished project is the Christmas emotional support chicken. Here she is. And actually I haven't given her a name yet, unusually, have I? I haven't given you a name. That's because I'm not sure whether the chicken will live here or whether she might go to a new home, because some people really need an emotional support chicken at Christmas in particular. So I used Stylecraft Wonderland Chunky. I had one 100-gram ball, and you can see in the photo that I didn't have very much left after I'd finished her, because it was a full ball when I started. And I did actually do, in this white section here, which I used some Rowan cocoon in the cream colour. I did about 4 extra rows here, because I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough of the colourful yarn left. And it's got a slight sparkle to it. I'm not sure if it's showing up in this light, but I can see it here. It's got a lovely little sparkly thread running through the yarn. And yeah, so I think this is the 4th emotional support chicken that I've made. And when I was browsing for yarn at some point a while ago, and I saw that chunky Christmas yarn, I thought, oh yeah, I think I'll make a chicken out of that. So and I used 4.5mm needles. Well, I knit it on a circular, although obviously it's not in the round. And yeah, I think that's about it. I haven't weighted her down. I know some people have put a little bit of weight in the bottom so that the chickens stand more firmly, but in fact she does sit there really nicely and doesn't fall over. So that's great. Another finished object there. Then what else have I got? Right, so this bag that's sitting here. This I bought at Yarndale last year. It came as a kit, so it came with all of the yarn, which actually is cotton, Rickarumi cotton 4-ply yarn, and then it comes with this little book. And again, I know that some of you watching have got this, that you've told me before, and one of my friends has got this and actually already made it. And yeah, so it's a kit for making an Advent wreath. And the Advent wreath has 24 little things on it to do with Christmas. I was going to say characters, they're not all characters, but here, look on the back there, look at that. That's actually much bigger than it will be. It's just going to be about that big. There was the option that you could do it as an Advent knit, so you could knit one a day, but actually they are quite time consuming, very small and fiddly. Let's see. These are the ones that I've finished so far. I'll just take them out of here. So, yeah, so I have made, some stuffing on him, a little thing. See how small they are compared to my hand. So that's a little snowman with a scarf and ear warmers. And I've made a festive rabbit. It's got a golden scarf and carrying a little parcel. And I've made a little robin. And what was the next one? I think the next one was this little owl, maybe. I'm not sure. And a little Christmas tree. That's rather nice, isn't it? And then a slightly strange... Oh, I don't know what's happened to the... Oh yeah, there he is. That way up. Slightly strange hedgehog with a golden nose. I'm sure there's a tale behind that. The hedgehog with the golden nose. You've got a little smile. And yeah, so that is, how many have I made? 6 of them. Well, that's not too bad, is it? I'm a quarter of the way through. And but the thing that I am not going to do is actually make a wreath. I've decided that I would like to make a maybe about this tall crocheted or knitted tree, Christmas tree, and I'm going to put some buttons on it, and then I'm going to put a little hook on the top of each of these, and then hang one a day onto the tree and hang it over a button. So that is my plan. So let's see how I get on with those. But we'll just put them in this bag, finished ones. And yeah, so and those are the projects I've got in up front of me. Oh no, there's one more to show you here. Oops, you go over there. Yeah, in this bag here. Now I've seen in the basket, when I was going through the basket of things, that I showed you some beautiful yarn from Applique spin dye, which I said I was going to make into some Christmas socks, but I've changed my mind. And that's partly because I was watching Marina on her lovely podcast, Strawberry Patches. Marina lives in New Zealand, and she's a yarn dyer. She makes the most gorgeous coloured yarn, and she spins as well. Amazing. If you're interested in seeing spinning and dyeing, that's an excellent channel to spend time on, and Marina is lovely. Anyway, she's having a cowl along, so I decided, maybe I don't want to wear that beautiful yarn on my feet anyway. Maybe I'd like it to be seen as a cowl. So I found a pattern that I wanted to do, and that's a pattern called the Snuggle Down Cowl. Maybe some of you have done that one. That is by Jules of So Sweet Violet, and it's a lovely little pattern. So, but the thing I needed was some fluff as well, some fluffy yarn. And so I put in another order to Applique spin dye and bought this absolutely gorgeous. It's baby suri alpaca and silk. Oh, it's just gorgeous. So I've got 50 grams skein, which I hope is going to be enough. It should be enough for this. And you hold it double with the yarn. So here it is. I forgot what it's called. Christmas Sparkle, is it called? Yeah. Anyway, you hold it double, and here is what I've done so far. See it better in a photo actually. And I'm really enjoying doing that. That is going to be so lovely to wear. It really will feel snuggly. You will want to snuggle down into it. I think this is just going to be for me. It's a bit of a treat. Because it's not, if you buy baby suri alpaca and silk yarn, it's not cheap, but it's a special treat, and I am going to thoroughly enjoy that. I just love the muted colours now. It's even more muted now that it's now that this yarn is with the fluff. It's just beautiful. Oh, it's a 14 row repeat. I'm knitting, as you can see, on a small circular, and the 4.5mm needles. Knit Pro interchangeables I use most of the time. Yes, and although it is a simple pattern, I did have a slight problem with it to begin with, and I just couldn't work it out. And of course, when I found out how to do it, then I thought how stupid of me to not understand such a simple thing. But I really, really didn't understand what I was meant to do. thankfully I went on Ravelry and found somebody's notes, and they said they hadn't understood it and then realised what you should do, and had explained it in a different way to the pattern, and that was fine then. I knew exactly what I had to do. So yeah, so there we go. That's going to be a beautiful cosy cowl to wear. And then finally, the other project that I'm working on is that kit that I showed you, which I wasn't even sure what it was. I'd never even delved inside it when I'd been given it as a gift last Christmas. And it turns out that it is a kind of tapestry, although the instructions said to do cross stitch. However, I did try cross stitch and tapestry stitch, and I preferred the look of the tapestry stitch with that wool. So that's what I decided to do. Now, I've never done a tapestry before. I'd heard of tapestry stitch, but I'd never done one before. And so this is a new to me craft that I have found I absolutely love. And it's one of the most mindful projects that I've ever done, or crafts that I've done, because you have to focus in all the time on what you're doing, how many of a particular colour you're doing, and when you have to go backwards and forwards, and it just completely envelops me, and the time goes by just in a flash. I'm always surprised when I look up and see what time it is, and so thoroughly enjoying doing that. I don't think that even if I carry on doing Christmas things through July and August, that I'm going to get that finished. But I don't mind about that. I'm just really enjoying it. And if it isn't ready for this Christmas, it doesn't matter, really. The point is that I'm just really enjoying doing it. I'm not quite sure. It's called a Christmas stocking, and I don't know if it's intended to be framed or actually turn into a Christmas stocking. I'm not sure, really. But at the moment, it's the doing of it that's interesting me and giving me a lot of enjoyment. So I shall keep you posted on that. But I thought that you might like a little bit of relaxing piano music and just watch me doing it. Now, I hope if you're an expert at tapestry that I'm not doing anything terribly wrong. I'm sure there's probably a right way of doing it. I don't know. But anyway, this way is working, and it's looking neat, and it's fine. It suits me okay. So so I did a little bit of a video of me doing the tapestry, and I'll put that to some music for you to enjoy. So I shall keep you posted on my progress through all of these projects and anything else that I might do. There is one thing that was in the basket that I haven't started yet, so I'll be doing that soon as well. But I'm going to finish today with a little story in my little series from this book that's 100 years old. It's a children's book, and so different from children's books today, isn't it, which are all colourful usually. But this one, no, it's not at all, but then it's very old. And the very last chapter in here is called Schoolroom Lectures. And these are wide-ranging topics, but for children, speaking to children. And today's was particularly fascinating. I don't know if children would be interested in it or not. It's called The Value of Things. And I just find it really, really intriguing that, but I would love to have gone back and seen children with this book and see what their reaction to some of these little schoolroom lectures was. Anyway, I'm going to read that one for you now. The Value of Things by Dr. Saleeby. How did people first find out the value of gold, silver, and precious stones? There are many other questions to decide before we can answer this. For instance, what do we mean by value? Is value always the same? Is a thing always worth what it costs? What makes a thing costly? Indeed, these questions of price and cost and worth and value are all so mixed up that any one of them almost requires a whole book to answer it properly. But in this case, we may say that there was nothing to find out, for the value of gold, silver, and precious stones is not a real value, depending on their beauty or their usefulness. They have beauty, and they may have a great deal of usefulness for certain purposes, but it is not these uses that give them their costliness. They get that from their rarity. Directly a thing is known to be rare, there are people who desire it simply in order to be able to boast of possessing it. This is especially true if the thing is very durable, as gold and silver and precious stones are. If someone tomorrow should discover how to make silver out of lead, and gold out of copper, and diamonds out of coke, we should be able to buy these things for a tiny part of what they cost now. What rules the cost at present is the law of supply and demand, as it is called. The demand is large, the supply is small and limited, and so these things are very costly. But their value is really another and a very different question. Everyone knows that a thing may be worth much more or much less than we paid for it. But when we say this, we often mean merely that we could have bought it for less money or could sell it for more than we gave, and so on. Sometimes we mean something more real, as when we buy an ear trumpet and find that it makes us hear. Then it is really valuable. But we might be able to sell it for 10 times what we gave, and yet, if it could not help us to hear, it would not be valuable. Cost and price are just cost and price, questions of money. But value is a question of life. The value of a thing is the life-giving power of it, which is the same whether we paid for the thing or found it or were paid to take it. John Ruskin was the first man in modern times to state this truth. Here is a little quotation from him. Intrinsic value is the absolute power of anything to support life. A sheaf of wheat of given quality and weight has in it a measurable power of sustaining the substance of the body. A cubic foot of pure air, a fixed power of sustaining its warmth. And a cluster of flowers of given beauty, a fixed power of enlivening or animating the senses and heart. It does not in the least affect the intrinsic value of the wheat, the air, or the flowers, that men refuse or despise them. Many readers of the Children's Encyclopedia have asked if that country is the wealthiest which has the most money, and many people would answer yes to this question. But there was never a greater mistake. Money is only money, a symbol which may stand for something real and valuable, and may stand for nothing but the means of death. The word wealthy is derived from the same word as well, and we always do injustice to this noble word when we use it merely to mean money. Here is another great thing that John Ruskin said about this matter. There is no wealth but life, life including all its powers of love, of joy, and of admiration. That country is the richest which nourishes the greatest number of noble and happy human beings. That man is richest who, having perfected the functions of his own life to the utmost, has also the widest helpful influence, both personal and by means of his possessions, over the lives of others. So I wonder if that would actually engage children today, or did it engage children back then? I don't know, but there we go. Very interesting. Okay, I'm just going to say goodbye now, though. That's enough for today. My throat has just about lasted out. So until I see you again, keep yourself nice and busy and take good care of yourself. I will be back again very soon. Okay, bye.